Hey, Jimmy, it's Grant Cohn. How does your knee feel now compared to at this time last year? Two-parter. First, how does your knee feel now compared to last year? And two, do you expect to have more mobility or maybe velocity than you did last season just because you're another year removed?
Yeah, well, my knee definitely – I mean, it's night and day compared to where I was last year this time. This time last year was more so getting back into, being in a live pocket, having live bullets flying around me and getting used to that. So we're past that. I haven't really thought about it in a long time. But as far as the mobility and things like that, it's whatever Kyle calls for. I think my knee's in a good position to, it's able to do whatever it needs to do at this point.
Can you just explain what the whole scenario was like when the 49ers came out and said that they were looking at Tom Brady, and whether Tom reached out to you on that? And then my second question is just basically how the new receivers look at, or the guys back like Ayuk, Hurd, and Taylor specifically.
Yeah, I think when all that was going on, you hear about it and things like that, but I really wasn't too worried. I'm always confident in my play, and I know what I put out there this season and everything like that. So it's all about being confident, and it's just part of the business. I've seen both sides of it, so I've been there. But as far as the new guys, it's been exciting. Getting guys back who were hurt last year, the rookies, getting them in. I mean, there's some talent across the board, and so it'll take some time, and we got to play some catch up with those guys. But it's exciting time of year. It's good to be back.
We have not talked to you in this type of group setting since just after the Super Bowl. You've been requested. So just wondering, why haven't we talked to you? I assume the request got back to you. And, I do know, anticipating maybe part of your answer, that you don't want to separate yourself, as like, hey, I'm the quarterback, from your teammates. And if that's part of the reasoning, how do you balance, that desire with, being the franchise quarterback and somewhat of a team spokesman?
Yeah, I think obviously a fine line there, but I never like to put myself ahead of anyone or anything like that. But I mean, Bob never gave me those requests, so you're gonna have to talk to him about that one. I'm just kidding. No, it was a different type of off season though. But it was I don't know. I'm glad I'm talking to you guys now.
Hey, Jimmy, everybody, I don't know if you know this, but a lot of people seem to have opinions about your game. I want to know what your opinion is of how you played in 2019 and what's been your focus between the lines to get better this season. What have you really concentrated on? But first off, how do you feel you played last year?
I thought it was a productive year. Obviously, didn't finish the way we wanted it to, but I think there was a lot of things that went well for us. A thing that I always take pride in is being an accurate quarterback. The more accurate you are, the more yards after catch your guys could go get for you. So in our offense, it's it's putting the ball in the right spot, putting it in the right timing of the play, and it's little things like that go a long way in our offense. So I think I was pretty happy with everything, how it went, and like I said, we just want the last game of the season to turn out a little differently.
Kyle Shanahan said recently on a podcast that last year he felt like was a good kind of foundation for you, that you finally got those 16 games under your belt and that you could really take a big step forward this year. I'm curious how much, looking back, you think it helped to finally get that box kind of checked off, and also what it would look like if you are able to take a step forward next year. Specifically, what are areas of your game that you think could elevate?
Well, I think having my first full season under my belt, coming off the ACL and everything like that, I mean, everything that went into that season, it will only help me going forward. So I think, in terms of being a quarterback, I still have a long way to go. I'm still, pretty relatively young for a quarterback, just in terms of playing time. So I think, as a quarterback, you got to get out there, get the reps, play, get in the live action like that. And I think having a full season under my belt will help me going forward.
It seemed like the 49ers doubled down on yards after the catch guys in the draft, and then just yesterday with Jordan Reed. I was wondering if that caught your eye also, and what are your impressions of the new pass catchers that have been added to the mix this season?
Yeah, it's been a productive offseason, just getting new guys, the guys that we've already had, working with them and even getting some guys back from injury. So it's a great group. It's going to be a competitive camp, and going into the season, we'll see who kind of separates themselves from the crowd. But I think whenever you get more weapons like that, the more competition you add to different position groups and things like that, it only adds to better play.
I'm wondering if you've, just noticed a trend that the front office has done a good job, bad job, medium job at building, an offense around you and your skill set. Do you feel that has really fallen into place, that the receivers and the linemen and everybody match what you do well? Absolutely. Yeah, I think the speed that we bring in, especially in the offensive skill group, I love that. That helps with the run after catch, and it makes my job a little more tough getting them the ball on time and accurately. It's a little different with speedsters like that, but it's a luxury that I love to have. And so, I think Kyle and John and the whole front office, just bringing in good people that work hard, people that, all think relatively the same. I think that's it's a big key to our success. And, bringing in the new old linemen, bringing Trent, Tom, it's a great group up front. And those guys, it's I love having them, and they're just it's been fun so far.
I know you haven't seen a lot of Jerick McKinnon at this point, but I was hoping you could share your observations of what you have seen from him, and also your recollection from what it was like with him in 2018, the rapport that you guys the quick rapport that you guys seem to have on the field.
Yeah, Jet, being a former quarterback, it's kind of it's a rarity to have a skill position guy who sees the game like a quarterback still. And Jet does a great job of that. Even just throwing routes on air this offseason, he runs them differently than most running backs. And he has a feel that's like a receiver, but he feels space like a quarterback. It's very unique. And I'm excited to get him back, man. It's been a while. We came in together, me and him, when we both signed here. And it's exciting to have him back.